When I first was informed of the allegations by DCF on my family, I was in complete shock. They, as in DCF specifically, were alleging that my brother sexually abused a former foster child in the home, as well as DCF alleged neglect towards my parents. As a former DCF worker, as well as a former worker for the state of Maine as an investigator for child protection. These allegations to me caught me definitely by surprise. I was very shocked. It was very difficult to believe that this could even be alleged to the family, and it was just a whirlwind of different emotions that I felt. It was kind of a very tough situation going through it. The family at that point tried to reach out to a different attorney who was not really in any way of support or in any care to the family, and really didn't kind of know what he was talking about, this attorney, prior. And also, I tried to reach out to DCF, the investigator per se that was assigned to the case, and tried to speak with her. However, on numerous occasions, I left voicemails, and my attempts to reach this investigator in charge of the case were not, successful. She, as in the investigator, did not return any of my calls. She did not want to engage. I felt that, at that point, it was a very kind of like almost like a lost hope, as an outsider trying to speak to somebody on the case. She just didn't want to hear it, the investigator. And going back to speaking about the original lawyer that my family hired to support them or help them out with the case, he, when I say was not supportive and was not there, he was only available when it was time to get a payout. That little bit of reassurance to know that somebody is there for you is very crucial, and this attorney wanted no part of it. He didn't do his due diligence. That's my personal opinion, I feel. And when it took a turn to the case actually, like I said, being supported on my family, that these allegations of the sexual abuse and neglect were true, that DCF, supported, he then all of a sudden wanted to, go for a criminal. It almost seems like he just wanted more money, and he wasn't there. He didn't care that the case got supported. He didn't care that he couldn't do anything for it. So at that time, the family was in touch with a DCF worker who recommended Attorney Kevin Seaver. And Kevin Seaver is known to be the top child's attorney in terms of, these allegations of any sort from DCF. And that's how my family came in contact with him. They reached out, and it was automatic. He was willing to just to listen, to be there, to have a plan, to see the facts and really see that, how bogus that this is. And Kevin was very engaging and knowledgeable, and he should have been the first choice. That's my personal opinion for hire. This is something that he, solely deals with. He's one of the top. He has a very high success rate. He wins all of the cases. He's just one of the best, and there's a reason for that. The good work that he does, it truly does show. It was definitely an awesome recommendation, and DCF knows that if anyone could, go against them and really, take them down, it's definitely Kevin Seaver. So he is a good attorney, and also, and I'd like to say, a threat to DCF, because he is not afraid to kind of call them out on things and put them in their place, and really fight for justice and the facts, because sometimes DCF, they can play dirty, and they can, falsify allegations depending on how they like you. And Kevin's not afraid to take them on and really, give justice to the family. When it came down to the fair hearing, Kevin was able to treat DCF and the DCF professionals at the fair hearing with the utmost level of respect. He was very kind and considerate. He did not, knock them down or, call them names. Instead, he just really pointed out true facts. He was very fair. He was very justice. He wanted justice, basically. He said, look, this is what I have got. This is what I feel you might have missed. This is what you should consider. He treated everyone in the fair hearing very equally, whether it would be my family that he was representing or the DCF professional. And if I was to say anything, he did it the best way that you could do it. When Attorney Seaver came to cross-examine the investigator who was assigned to the case that my family was up against, he, brought all these facts to light, and she knew she was wrong. She looked like a deer in the headlight. Therefore, when Attorney Seaver was, speaking with the fair hearing officer, there was just a lot of respect between Attorney Seaver and the fair hearing officer because of how he presented everything. And that's why, that the relationship was very respectful between the two. And I think the fair hearing officer just knew. So therefore, because of that, the level of respect and how he treated the professional and the fair hearing officer led the hearing to be overturned. And after the fair hearing, the decision came back overturned, which it was amazing. I knew that my family was not guilty of these allegations. It was just a ball of stress that fell off of my family as well as myself. Having that like almost black cloud lingering over you as being alleged a sexual abuser and somebody who does neglect, that takes a lot on you, on your self-esteem, your life, your career. That's your future ahead of you. And you really kind of can't play with people's futures like that. And when it was in the beginning of everything, it didn't seem like there was any hope. But then looking back after hiring Kevin and bringing him on to represent, my family was the best choice that my family made. It was like ecstasy, euphoria, like that feeling of that high, of that natural high that you get knowing that the piece is done. It's all set. It's over with. He helped out. You can live your life again. Therefore, when giving Attorney Seaver a rating on 1 to 10, I would go ahead and give Attorney Seaver a 10, 100%. And the reason why I say it's 10 is after having that bad experience prior, having somebody like Attorney Seaver to step in who really is knowledgeable, engaging, professional, factual, and really for you and ready to give justice. There you go. It's an easy 10, no brainer. So if I was to receive a phone call today from somebody looking for a recommendation or for a DCF attorney, I would definitely go ahead and recommend Kevin Seaver as the attorney to represent them on the case. He's the best lawyer, hands down, and I'm not just saying that. I really, truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. He, again, does his due diligence. He's supportive. He's there. He's very professional, and I think going forward, I would definitely recommend him. I hope and I pray that I'll never have to endure this again through DCF. However, if I was, I would call Kevin Seaver again. And if anybody is ever going through this, I can't speak enough on how Kevin Seaver should be your representation. He's all about, making sure that you have a fair trial, a fair hearing, and everything goes as fairly as it should, because those are your rights and you deserve it. And I just want to say thank you so much to Kevin Seaver for all the help that he did for my family. And I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate all your hard work and your efforts. And you're just a great person, great attorney, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much.